They spent months choreographing that. He did it for me backstage just a minute ago. Hopefully he can replicate it out here in just a while as well. But first, let's get them out here. First up, it's Nathan Stewart-Jarrett, otherwise known to you and me as Curtis.
Like that.
Go. We've got Lauren Socha, otherwise known as Kelly.
Calm down.
Iwan Rheon, Simon. Antonia Thomas, Alisha. And, of course, Robert Sheehan as Nathan. Hello.
Yeah, it's a lot of cameras.
Soak it up, soak it up. How are you all?
Good.
Good. Very, very impressed with the dancing there, Robert.
Oh, yeah, cheers.
We like that. Is that, we were saying before that we look a bit like a kind of a rubbish S Club 7 with these microphones on, like the people who got rejected from the auditions. Was that dance choreographed? Is that something that you had to freestyle on the day?
That was very much based on the inspiration of S Club 7.
Oh, really? Okay.
And all their wonderful moves in the past. No, that was just make it up on the day, just go wild. Lots of limbs flailing about.
I was very, very impressed with
that.
that.
The better.
I felt like you had some training in there.
Yeah.
Welcome along. Is it weird you guys being together now? Because obviously you filmed this series a while back. Do you get together regularly, or is this a kind of nice treat for you all?
It's nice, isn't it?
It's nice.
It's good, very nice.
We get together occasionally, but it's nice.
It's nice, it's festive.
Have you been swapping a bit of gossip since you last saw each other? Anything exciting happened in anyone's lives? Because this is the forum to talk about it.
Well, since mid to late September, when we wrapped, we kind of all went our separate ways and got back to our own personal lives, you know, that we had left on hold for the last 5 months. And then, and then slowly but surely started to kind of get back together and go for pints and stuff like that, you know, and just reminisce, you know, about all the good times.
Is a Misfits night out a messy one? Is it a difficult one with lots of people out and about spotting you?
It's all right, isn't it?
It's always very
Yeah.
It's always messy.
It depends on who's leading the
eventful.
charge.
Okay, who is the...
Iwan Rheon.
Yeah,
If
Really?
he gets...
Are you the messy one?
yeah.
I would not have expected that.
Yeah. Once I get going, yeah.
Are you a terrible, terrible drunk? Is that what you're
I
trying to
am,
imply?
yeah. I'm a terrible alcoholic.
Okay. Have you got any good stories that resulted from any of these nights out? Anything that can be broadcast on the internet? Saying what you want.
No, I think we'll keep them to...
Keep that to them.
Really?
to memory.
How disappointing of you. Never mind. So, we're on to Series 2 of Misfits. We all knew it would come, right? Series 1, everyone enjoyed. Series 2, there were a couple of mysteries left over from the first series. Obviously, the most sort of jarring one was that Nathan, you were... Not Nathan, that's so confusing, you've all got different names. I'm probably going to call you by your character names, if that's all right. Nathan,
By the way, I'm used to it now.
Character Nathan, Robert, you were in a coffin. Now, when you read that in the script, did you think, they're sick of me, they're trying to just write me out in the best possible way now?
No,
Or were
but
you
it was
convinced you'd come
very
back?
closely followed by him waking up and going, "Oh, I'm alive!"
Oh, this is true. How did you know how you were going to get rescued? Were you theorising yourself, or...?
No, I knew because I basically went to our lovely writer, Howard Overman, just basically went, right, but I get out of the fucking coffin like 5 minutes into the next series, right? And he went, yeah, of course you do.
We were kind of hoping they'd leave him in there.
So I just thought, I'll leave it to a surprise. When it happens, it happens. Brilliant.
I thought Series 2 might just be a series of monologues from inside the coffin. Just the rest of the cast ditched and just you chatting
like a
away.
Samuel Beckett play.
That's
inside
right,
the
yeah.
coffin. Yeah.
Just you very depressed in there. But you did get out, thank God. And Series 2, you're very much as much a part of it as you were in Series 1. Other changes that have happened. Simon.
Beefcake.
Noticed a couple of bits that were different in this series. Now, obviously, we were all wondering who the guy in the BMX was. The last person I expected it to be was the character of Simon. Were you always that buff, or is this something that they've had to they said to you at the end of it, look, here's a protein shake, you've got 6 months, go!
Yeah, well, it was just before, I think about a month before we started filming.
No.
They were like, right, you need to get down the gym, Iwan, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, here's a plate of steaks.
Yeah,
Here you go.
eat lots of tuna.
Really,
and
1 month before?
Yeah.
Were you pretty rippo beforehand, though?
Reasonably, but not.
Not as buff as you are now,
I had
right?
to do a lot of work, yeah.
Okay,
Get up
fair.
every morning and do lots of press-ups. And
Okay. That's not bad. It's not a bad way to work, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
cool,
okay.
yeah.
Were you shocked when you discovered that it was you?
Yeah, and really pleased and excited. It was just it's just been a really wonderful development in the character, and it's been really fun to play. And
obviously, it's totally at odds with the character that you're used to playing. Was it nice to not be timid all the time?
yeah, it was very it's quite difficult and tense being Simon. So it was nice to kind of and just play a different, but then to keep the same elements of the character, but just coming from a much more sort of confident place. And it's just been brilliant to play.
Now, apart obviously from your body being on show, there's quite a lot of nudity in this series. I think last week we saw a bit of your ass.
Yeah. You saw the whole thing.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Buns of steel going on there.
It's put me off buying an HD TV, I will tell you that. So, how do you find that experience? Does someone have to come to you and very, very sort of gently say, look, we've got the script. It's, as you notice, it's very tasteful. They've drawn. I've got a picture of his bum here. It's very tasteful. The camera will just zoom in there, and it'll be fine. Or do you actively go in thinking, well, I've been working on them. Let's get them out.
I don't know.
Been doing the lunches.
It was weird. It was weird because you were there, weren't you? You were having a perv.
I was having a perv.
me and Antonia were both
I was
having
a perv.
Yeah,
I was loving it.
She was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like watching
Yeah.
them, not even
Well, I
part
find
of
it.
the take. Just watching them on the sidelines.
For me, I think it always kind of helps to just watch it anyway, just to get it done with. If you've got a sex scene to do, so I just wanted to see how far you can go with that, and just taking the piss, really.
Yeah, thank you.
I was actually part of the scene, but
You walked in on it.
Yeah.
But that was fine. You were meant to be there.
Yeah.
Everyone else just having a little.
Just having a look.
Have a
And it
little
was
peek.
cold, and it was on the roof at night. So
Did you clench? Did you clench? Of course you did. And Lauren, obviously, you also had a bit of naughty rumpy pumpy last week with a gorilla.
Yeah.
When the writers come to you with these ideas, do you just sort of accept it now as given fact? Oh yeah, I'm going to be shagging a gorilla. That's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm much more. He's brilliant, isn't he? Really, but he's a bit of a sick head, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think you just got to take it with a pinch of salt, get on with it. And it looks really serious on the script, doesn't it? What you have to do, like, oh shit, oh god, what am I going to do and all that. But doing it and watching it back, it's always entertaining and never too serious ever. Really.
I was say, it doesn't seem that serious. Reading on the script, shag a gorilla. That doesn't seem.
Yeah, but I thought it was quite emotional.
Yeah. It was
all about the context.
It was deeply
In the
moving. It was
context.
deeply moving. Yes.
Bless him.
Now, obviously, we discussed future Simon, but it took us a couple of episodes to work out exactly who he was.
See, there was all that sexual tension there.
Now, one of the things I want to talk about is obviously the relationship that's developed between Alisha and Simon's character, Simon from the future. We do love Barry. We do love Barry. Was that weird for you guys? Obviously, you're, I guess, friendly offset, nothing more, or is there? That would make it a brilliant bit for the podcast.
We're good mates.
Just good mates,
we're
just
really
a
good
bit of
mates.
gentle petting at most, right? Okay,
Yeah,
fair
exactly.
enough. So when it came to reading the script and seeing that you're going to be getting it on with Simon or with Iwan, how did you feel about that?
To be honest, it kind of. I mean, the whole kind of plot turn was quite exciting for my character because it's really interesting and it's a bit different for Alisha. But I think as well, having to do it with Iwan kind of makes it a lot easier because we are really good friends. It's always actually much more awkward when you don't know the actor very well because they're just like, yeah, here you go, meet this person, now pretend to have sex.
I was going to say the opposite.
Oh, you think it's the opposite?
Yeah. But,
I don't know. It was fine. And also the thing is you're on set and, there's a camera crew around and you kind of make it fun and you have a laugh and it's just whatever,
Well, Robert, sort of the same question to you because you and Iwan had a beautiful moment.
beautiful, gentle moment that will live long in my memory forever.
So hard that scene.
It was too arousing.
Yeah, I was so hard during that scene.
He needed duct tape to keep it down.
Leather belt.
I think it went from very funny to let's just get this done now.
Yeah.
Because we were corpsing so much. We could not keep a straight face on camera. So
gonna say,
they were
how
eventually
long-
they
It's
just
all
went,
right for you,
look, can you
right?"
just do it now, please? We were
I
like that
couldn't look
close
at
to
him.
each other, you know.
How
look at him.
long did it take to film? Because I was watching it thinking, wow, if these guys managed to, get this done in a couple of takes, that's incredible. Because I couldn't stop laughing watching it. I can't even imagine what it was like doing it.
Oh,
It was
Hours.
There was a good 3-4 hours. At least.
Yeah,
we just wanted, to stretch it
of
out.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Make the experience last as long as possible.
Yeah.
Might not get the opportunity again. And Robert, is your flirting technique in real life as overt as
Definitely
Nathan
as
is?
direct.
Really? Yeah.
You know you're being flirted with when I come at you. You know I directed that. You all know. You'll see.
Yeah. He'll be picking you out like Russell Brand later on and asking you to come and meet him backstage. So a bit awkward, funny, but you got there in the end. And Iwan, how did you feel about it? Because it was a convincing performance. At any point did you think, wow, I think this may have strayed into a real-life obsession here?
I was worried, but he assured me that he was just acting.
Just acting beautifully.
Wonderful.
And obviously, Nathan, you have got a new love interest this
Yeah.
series as well. Now, yeah, you seem pretty happy about that.
me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Were you? I mean, I was because I loved the relationship that your characters had, and I was a bit sad when things came to an end.
I was sad.
Were you sad though, or were you thinking?
Clench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sad, but it was good. It was nice doing it with someone new. I suppose it just not like that. It was just like it's
Unbelievable. How very shallow.
It's a different energy. It's just a different person. She's really cool. She's a really great
Better?
actress.
You saying? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything.
Not
like
saying
that.
The lovely
I
Ruth,
wouldn't
who
ever.
is Irish, by the way.
Yeah.
She
West
is
of Ireland.
fantastic actress.
She's got a
Great.
brilliant English accent.
I was going to say there's a lot of good accents in this show because obviously you don't really sound anything like Curtis. You've got quite a kind of almost like received pronunciation voice.
Maybe. Yeah.
Can you teach me to do a bit of Curtis?
Now or later?
Yeah, now would be good. Yeah.
I don't know.
Alisha.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Alisha, yeah.
Alisha.
Alisha. Yeah, do that.
That's it. Alisha.
Yeah.
How was that? I sort of did
Bit
a hand gesture there as well.
Yeah,
It
go
works.
for it.
I felt like I was acting for a second then. Auditioning for a role in Series 3, if it's happening, which we'll talk about at the end, hopefully. Now, obviously, you guys, second series, probably hopefully more comfortable with each other, certainly now. What is life like on set? Because you always hear stories when people are making drama and, it's a bit boring, there's lots of waiting around. What do you do to occupy the time?
There's a lot of hanging around in people's
Sleeping.
Really?
trailers.
Yeah, the
And
power
like
nap.
watching DVDs and sleeping.
And then we have
and
like surges of energy.
adventures around
Oh, God.
the
Snakes.
grounds and like.
Yeah, snakes.
Snakes. No.
Oh no, mate.
Snakes?
We just walk around.
No,
and-
yeah. These not all go for like a lunchtime. You've got
Don't
all-
judge. Don't judge.
Lunchtime walk.
Antonia, Lauren, are you coming into the forest?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on? We're just seeing if there's any. Apparently, what adders or something.
Yeah,
we
we're
weren't
around
Yeah, we
here.
used to
for
go
others.
for, we used to go for lunchtime
Oh
walks.
no, me and him were like,
Because
no, mate, we'll
we
stay.
She
shot-
here.
drove me around in a car. She
Oh
had
yeah,
like-
I was driving. I was unit driver. Bless him, Mark.
Mark
Just
Cherry, yeah.
driving with a bit of M&M up.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
Joyriding.
driving. No destination,
Just
just
driving,
driving around.
Just gave me his car. Just gave me the car. Just driving around.
Ran around the car park.
Yeah.
Around the car park. Just listening to loud music.
We just hang out.
Bit of Eminem.
Thinking I was quite hard.
Now, obviously, in the episodes, there was a bit of Hanson being played in the car when you were being chased around by the guy who thought he was in a computer game. Was that requested by any of you guys?
Robert.
Robert.
No, that was it?
Robert's
A huge fan.
Yeah.
Favourite
Are you a
band,
big
by the way.
Hanson fan?
Yeah, I'm a huge Hanson fan.
Favourite one?
Yeah, I love the fact that you can't tell which one is a boy and which one's a girl.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
which one's which?
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
confusing on
yeah.
many levels, yeah.
No, I think Hanson was in the script already, wasn't it? Hanson.
Yeah.
Mbop.
So,
Don't try and
Mbop.
backtrack
already-
now. We all know it was your suggestion. Right, there was also another relationship. Basically, you've all been at it this series. Another one for Simon, which slightly broke Alisha's heart. That that wasn't necessarily the clip I meant. Simon didn't have a relationship with Peanuts, unless that is in the next two episodes.
Not much, but a little
Not much,
bit.
little bit. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. That clip will come in good time. But whilst we're on the Peanuts thing, I wanted to ask this. When you get this script, I can imagine nothing more exciting than looking through it and basically going on the voyage of discovery that we have when we watch the show, but on paper. And things jumping out and you trying to solve the puzzles yourself. Who's good at doing that? Who's good at predicting what's going to happen? Did anyone guess that it might be Simon? Did anyone guess when you read in the scripts, they've delivered Peanuts, when you turned over the page, what that would be for?
Well, we already knew, didn't we, before we started the series?
Well, I know, but when you get sent the script for the first time.
Yeah. Well, for me anyway, it's probably the one-liners that are in there, you know, because my character's very much the jester of the group, and there's always a series of very, very, very funny one-liners that have come from the very twisted brain of our writer Howard Overman. For me, that was basically the highlight, you know, the story and all that nonsense. After.
When you run into fans in the real world, do you get asked to quote stuff? And if so, what is the thing they make you say?
Melon fucker.
Yeah.
Melon fucker. Yeah.
That's pretty nice. That's nice. And the same for the rest of you. Do you have catchphrases?
Granny fucker.
Granny fucker. Okay. Not dissimilar.
Never asked me anything.
Monkey slut.
Monkey slut's a good one. Didn't that trend on Twitter, monkey slut?
Yeah.
I think it did, yeah. Very confusing to people who don't watch the show. So obviously there was the revelation in that episode about the Peanuts, but also there was something that struck me at the start of the series that genuinely panicked me. And that was when we got a slight flash forward, when you travel forward in time. And I saw you there in the superhero gear, and I thought, oh no, they're going to ruin it by going and being superheroes now. Yeah. And obviously we discovered last week that we were led up the garden path. That wasn't the case. When you read that for the first time, did you think, oh dear, we're about to become heroes?
I did think for a second.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You
Yeah,
never,
I did.
you
Or
never
at least
know
a
what
bad
Howard's
attempt
got
at
planned.
being superheroes.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I just thought about the roof. I was like thinking about the roof. I was like,
You didn't think, oh, we might get to become superheroes. You thought, I'm going to get to go up on a roof.
To be honest, I was on this cable, and I just thought I was going to fall. And the thing is, I knew I wasn't going to die, but I was like, what if I pissed myself? And I'm just hanging, dripping. So I was like, I had the fear.
Washing on a line.
Yeah,
Humiliating.
Washed in piss. Okay. I mean, that's a strange fear. I don't think that's a conventional...
It's an honest fear.
Not a conventional worry.
Honest fear.
On that topic, has anyone pissed themselves on set?
Robert.
Oh, Robbie.
I don't know,
Making up
pissed himself.
Slanderous
It was-
lies about me.
But we were all
on a boat.
on a boat.
Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
I did piss myself there.
He got
did.
out the boat.
You
and
didn't
said,
piss
"My
blame
boat."
myself. What?
You didn't piss yourself, you pissed...
I was an attempt.
You pissed on yourself, though,
I
didn't you?
don't know if you remember the scene where we're all in a boat and we're trying to dispose of another body. And we were out on a boat and we were out on it for about 2 hours. So I decided to turn the other way and try to piss into a bottle and ended up pissing mainly on myself. You know.
And
It's
then
all right, it was night time. You know,
And the whole crew were just waiting. We were all like...
So silent.
listening to the trickle against the plastic. It was a very strange moment for everyone.
And Lauren, were you there perving away at that as well, just trying to build up a fact file of what people look like when they're nude?
Oh, what about Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Trying to have a little sneaky peek. And what were the results?
Brilliant. Absolutely amazing.
It's lovely, lovely. In the top five, in the top five. Good. Right, let's get on to the clip that we were going to do before then. This is Simon with a new love interest.
Poor Terry. Poor Terry.
That is one of my favourite moments from this series so far. So unexpected, and yet so expected of the character of Nathan.
Yeah.
Totally mindless. I loved it. Now, obviously, the character of Simon, I was worried about him at the end of the last series. I thought they might be building a villain, right? Because obviously you killed the second probation worker, and I thought... And also, the character came across as being very creepy towards the end. And I thought, is he going to go so creepy? And everyone else didn't, the other characters didn't really seem to like him or warm to him. Are they going to make him the bad guy? Thankfully not. The characters come round in this series, and is also getting sort of more popular as the episodes go by. Obviously, Alisha's character's got something to do with that. But what I wanted to know is, in real life, since Series 1 went out, how popular have you lot become in the real world? How's it affected your lives?
You get people, people seeing you on the street and then on the train and stuff like that. But, you know, it kind of hasn't changed things that much, I don't think.
No.
Have you grown the beard as a sort of an attempt to escape the fans?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, sort of, yeah. I'm just trying to look a bit older.
And wearing long overcoats to hide the guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. How about the rest of you?
No.
I mean, it's not really. It doesn't really change. I mean, yeah. Apart from the odd person coming up and saying that they like the show, which is awesome. Like,
Yeah, you
know,
get a lot of that. It's all very positive.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
really
Nice.
nice.
That's really nice.
Apart from that, you know, you go about your normal life.
I think since Series 2 has come out, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm getting it a lot more now.
Yeah,
because
me
it's
too.
become current again. You know, because I think a year went by between series, so you had, you know, almost 12 months of waiting between two. But now that it's back on TV, it's far more regular people coming up and recognising you and all that stuff.
I live in Derby as well. I don't live in London, so obviously Derby's like in the Midlands, and it's quite a small. Is it a city?
You live there, Lauren. You're the only one who can answer that question.
All right, I think it probably is now.
We can find out. Someone check on a map.
Oh God, I'm so sick.
Apple will know.
So that obviously it's a bit mad. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. You're too big for Derby these days. It's fine. It's fine.
What is Derby?
So in Derby? Are you
State
like
of mind is Derby.
Are you like the local celebrity in Derby? Then?
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone loves you. Well, you get some people who like to criticise you, or whatever, but you take it with a pinch of salt. Do you know what I mean? But everyone, the majority of the people down there are wicked, and they're supportive anyway. Because Jack O'Connell from Skinsey is also from Derby.
Oh, okay.
My brother, he's from Derby, so we're all like a little bit of a group base.
I mean, you said everyone likes it, and it is true. Like, universally, this show's been so well received by fans, by TV critics, basically by everyone. It's rare that you find someone who says, you know what I hate? Misfits.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is so popular? I know that's a really difficult question to answer, but I've asked it, so go ahead.
I think it's so very current, and I think the production value is very high. It's been directed by some really talented young directors, and it's been shot beautifully by Christopher Ross, and it kind of, you know, it's got something different, and it's kind of got that twist on what you'd expect it to be. I think people see it and think, oh, it's like Skins but with superpowers.
I think
you know, it's just not like...
Howard Overman, who wrote the show as well, has done an absolutely stunning job. He wrote the whole 2 series himself, you know, and obviously had development partners and stuff, but he wrote the whole series on his own, which is kind of unheard of for a TV series, because usually there's a creator and then the staff writers who come in and, you know, tweak and so on. So he, I think the whole, it's his brainchild, you know, and he has to be credited for some brilliant writing, you know.
Yeah, and a mix of humour and drama at the same time.
Yeah, it's got a bit of something for everyone, I think. It's got the sci-fi thing, the comedy, the romance side, the drama, you know, it's got everything.
Ticks every box.
Ticks every box.
Now, obviously you mentioned Howard, the writer of the show. Does he come down onto the set and watch over you to make sure that his words are being interpreted in the right way?
I don't think he's ever
I've
visited
never
I've
seen
only
him.
seen him on set once.
Really?
Never. Yeah.
That's so
Never.
strange.
It's really trusting.
Just
it's really
phone calls,
cool.
isn't it?
No, I have seen him on set.
One- yeah, that one
because
day.
We did a read-through for episode 7 of
Oh,
second
yeah.
series
Oh, yeah, in the church.
on set. So that was the reason he was there, you know. But he never came down to see how filming was going, or
He
to
did come onto the
inspect.
set.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
right,
but he was literally there about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to say hello, really.
He just tried to ignore you whenever he was there, Robert. That
Yeah,
was
he-
it.
he
yeah.
hates us.
Yeah, he was there every day.
He
Just
avoided me for some reason. I kept asking him for more lines of dialogue.
So we've had popular in Derby, but in terms of life-changing impact, things are pretty much still the same. Yeah.
Well, I would say that this has affected my life personally hugely. You know, Misfits, and having been in it and having it gone out and been really, really successful and so on, has affected my life massively, yeah. Both personally and professionally. I think it's helped our careers a little bit as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Now, Robert, we should talk about your hair.
Should we?
We're both blessed with beautiful curly locks.
Beautiful curly locks.
You've
exactly.
chopped yours off, though, recently. Is
Yeah.
it in direct reaction to the existence of Harry Styles?
No, it's because I'm doing another job at the moment.
What?
And they wanted me to look not at all like I look in Misfits.
Okay.
So they decided we'll start with the hair, basically. Because it's the first thing people notice, I think, the great big mop of curly locks. So that was the first thing to go.
And then the breast augmentation is happening
Yeah.
pretty soon, right?
I'm going to go to the gym, but that, I'll get round to that. That'll be fine.
Yeah?
I'll get there eventually.
Owen's got some tips. He can lend
Yeah,
you some
exactly,
protein
yeah.
shake. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm disappointed, okay, because this is a cause that I feel that we're championing, and you've basically abandoned us.
Don't worry, it grows like wildfire. It'll be back in 2 or 3 weeks tops.
Marvellous. We eagerly anticipate its return. Now then, Christmas is fast approaching, hence this jumper even. Don't look at it too closely. It's a bit like a magic eye. Dolphins will pop out. Have you bought each other Christmas presents?
No.
What?
No. You've not bought me one.
I've got one for everyone.
What, here we go.
And here they
You
are.
liar, you liar.
I bought you all Apple mugs, which I brought myself personally to this event.
Yeah, bought you all a director's chair. Just take it when you get up and go. It's fine, it's fine. You've not bought each other Christmas presents. That disappoints me. Even cards.
I have.
Our
done
love
cards?
for each other is enough.
Yeah.
Really?
Let's
barely
do
get round
Secret
to
Santa.
Yeah, good
Let's
idea.
swear down now.
Yeah,
Let's
we could
do
do
it
that.
tonight.
Yeah.
We can organise that now if you want.
You sort it out. You
I'll
do
sort
it.
it out. I can be the
Yeah.
person
Oh, yeah.
who does it. Yeah.
I mean, I barely get around to buying my siblings Christmas presents. It's out of complete laziness.
Have you done Christmas shopping generally?
No.
I
Not very
started
much.
today.
It's not long. It's like 10 days away now, something
I'm
like
doing
that.
it all online.
Do it every
Online, yeah.
Good luck. It's about to start snowing very, very heavily.
Oh,
I got snowed in last time it snowed.
Did
it
you?
might be a
really,
New Year's
really
present
bad.
then.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Up in
I'm-
Derby.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Really? How did you occupy your time? Misfits Series 1?
It's made a snowman.
Made a snowman. Okay.
I do with my little dog.
Really?
Yeah, my dog's a
With your
Bichon-
dog? You made a
Well, he's
snowman with a dog?
He's a Bichon Frise, so he's dead white and fluffy. And
Yeah.
then he plays with the snow and you can't see him because he's all white. And then I try and find him and I'm like, where is he? And he's in the bush somewhere in my back garden, bless him.
It's almost done. You put the nose on.
Yeah.
Little Finley. He's lovely, little
Not
Finley.
Finley, bless him.
He came to set one
We
day.
love him.
Did he really?
Oh, he's
To
so
get him
naughty.
into
He's
Misfits.
incredible.
Not a nuisance, not getting in the way, not trying to steal
yeah,
lines.
what's his full name, Lauren?
Finley Morgan Soccer.
Let's just
Got a Facebook page.
Got a
hasn't he?
Facebook. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
Adam,
different.
Finley
It's on
Soccer.
Facebook
I
page.
swear to God. And on mine, it says, you know, it says all your personal details. It says children, Finley Soccer.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't actually give birth to a dog, did you? That would be.
No, I love
would
him
be a
so-
story.
I really miss him today.
Oh dear, you should have brought him along. He could have.
I
That
know, I
could
thought,
have
no,
been
it would be a right little shit. He'll eat everything.
fun. He could have pissed himself, made Robert feel comfortable.
Oh.
Oh.
What? That was the other Nathan. That was this Nathan.
I pissed myself.
No, you
Oh no, I
pissed.
pissed myself.
Conversation.
Was you, Terry?
He just wanted to piss himself.
Constantly longing for it. So I like the idea of a dog coming down and taking part in this event. Now, you mentioned the Facebook page there. For a short time, was in conversation with a person I thought was you, Robert, on Twitter.
Right.
I said, I'm looking forward to Misfits, and Robert Sheehan sent me a message saying,
Yeah.
thanks very much. I was like, I feel quite special. He's decided to send me a tweet. Turns out it wasn't you. It was a faker.
It was an imposter, a Twitter imposter.
Right,
Yeah.
let's clarify this. Who is and who isn't accessible via the internet?
None of us.
None of you are on Twitter.
Whoever tweets.
I am,
Twitter's
but
not-
it's
yeah.
And I,
for
just for the
music,
record, I've got my imposter guy down. He's
Yeah,
gone.
you had
I'm
him murdered,
working
didn't
on
you?
getting
I
mine
can't get
down
mine
at the
down.
moment, but mine's still up, so
There's
it's
a
not
fake
me.
Facebook. It
Yeah,
says
loads-
Iwan Rheon,
Lots of fake
official in
Facebooks.
brackets. That's not me.
That's not
I
you.
don't know who that is.
Okay, but you were saying you've got Twitter, but for music.
Music, yeah.
I didn't know you were a musician. Tell us more.
Yeah, mate.
They did.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I just sort of write some songs and sing them sometimes.
I get the feeling you're downplaying this now.
He's on iTunes.
Are you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Get us.
Yeah, it's
Iwan
great.
Rheon, tongue tied.
Yeah.
Is that your favourite one?
On
Yeah.
iTunes. It's a bit of shameless promotion.
There you go. Yeah. and
Bit
where
like that.
and where better to purchase such a song?
iTunes.
Yeah.
When this
Yeah.
is finished.
We're going to take a look at a clip now, and this is from the episode that's happening tomorrow night. I'm very excited about this one.
Oh, I haven't seen any of this.
I haven't
seen any of them.
I'm very intrigued to see why that has happened. How was the view, by the way, from there?
That was perfect.
It looks pretty good, right, that
It's
show?
strained from here.
Yeah. I'm very excited about the episode and indeed about the future of Misfits. We've got 2 more episodes, right? So lots of answers are coming, presumably. Please tell me there are lots of answers coming in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I bet you've been told to be vague on this, but I'm going to probe anyway. Do we find out why Alisha is able to touch future Simon, without the power taking effect in this series?
Oh, yeah. Again, we have to be vague about
Yeah,
this.
gotta be vague about this one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's pretty
maybe
vague.
not.
Potentially.
Yeah. Anything could happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't remember.
Dunno.
Are you going to go to Vegas, the two of you? Because we saw a quite crudely photoshopped photo
What?
of the two of you.
They just went to the studio somewhere in Thamesmead.
We're in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
But presumably that's got to happen at some stage.
That
Yeah.
has got to happen. That would be very, very exciting.
Are you going to start campaigning for that?
Channel
Yeah, start
4.
campaigning for it. Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Series 3, it could be a road trip across America.
Yeah.
Would love it.
Love
Like
it.
Love it.
Dan, Fran and Dangerous Danan or whatever it was on ITV2. Just the Misfits cast in a car on a road trip, like a terrible spin-off movie.
Oh, Magalov.
That's a great idea.
Hey, that's where the In-Betweeners guys are
Yeah,
going.
in it
Yeah, they're going to
Magalov
Ibiza.
or
No,
Ryan
Ibiza.
Appa.
Yeah, they're going.
You want to go to... Are we planning where the film's going to be set now? Is this what's happening? Or
Yeah.
are
May
you,
as well.
May as well. Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, let's do it
No, secrets.
democratically, and you can all add where you'd like to go
Yeah,
and hopefully
most
pass it on
tropical
to the right.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere nice. Okay. So, Series 3, then. Are we allowed to say if it's happening? Are we allowed to say if it's not happening? You're looking at me with an intense glare there.
I
Laura.
don't know, mate. I
It
don't
has
know, we
been-
don't know yet.
It has been commissioned.
It has been commissioned.
Okay, so it is happening.
So it's happening.
But I bet you're contractually obliged to not be able to tell me anything about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Not
we're
even
all-
the vaguest of hint. Simon, not Simon. Owen, I'm
To
coming
be
to
honest,
you.
I don't know anything about
No,
the
I
film
don't
series.
really
we don't know
Nothing.
anything at
They
all.
don't tell us anything
I
until...
knew a little bit, but I'm not going
Oh,
to
yeah.
say.
You?
Yeah.
You get even more pumped.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? What did you know? Or as if you can say
Yes, he
it.
said it.
We don't
Yeah,
know
I've
anything.
told you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Don't have a conversation. If there's something to say, it's going to be said amongst all of us here, okay?
Yeah.
Blimey, that actually was very exciting. So Series 3 might be happening. Has the movie thing been touted? Because obviously In-Betweeners, they're kind of... I like to think of them as like your sister show on E4. You guys are the popular young people shows out there at the moment. They're getting the movie. Are you getting the movie?
No.
It was.
No, okay, good.
It was film 4, from what I can remember, wanted to do a film, but I think Howard didn't really want to do
He
it.
doesn't see how he can
Put it-
like
Have better it.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
in-
Yeah.
It's kind of filmed in a
become a film.
cinematic way anyway.
Yeah,
And,
I
And
guess
he's,
it would-
yeah, I think his quote for we had a screening of the first episode of the second series in the BFI, and he said, well, why should we charge people 8 to 10 quid to basically see a feature-length rehash version of what they've been watching on television already? You know, and so I tend to agree with him. There's no
Yeah,
point in
yeah.
doing a film, and it only cheapens everything if you do
yeah,
a
just to
movie.
make money, like you know.
Yeah,
Okay, so no film, but...
except for the In-Betweeners. Go for it, lads.
Yeah. Just sell out.
Right then, we are going to take some questions from the floor. Now, there is a microphone floating around somewhere. Oh, there it is, this man here. So if you want it, make sure you put your hand up, and then the mic will come to you, and then you can ask your question. So who wants to go first? Be brave. There you go. There's one here.
This lovely girl here wants to go.
There you go. Are you a...
You know, you were at the
hang on,
BFI
stop,
screening.
stop.
Yeah,
There
we
you
were
go.
chatting.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll come to you in a second. We'll come to you in a second. Don't worry. We're coming to you. It's fine. Go for it. What's
Just
your
want to say hello, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan. I was just wondering if Nathan, you could do your immortal dance for us.
Go on.
Terrible.
Do it, do it, do it, do
It's
it.
like fucking-
Beautiful. You're going to be that's all you're getting. Be happy.
That's a awkward question.
Can I ask, where do you work? What's your name tag?
Oh, that's just my name, Gemma.
And where do you
Hey,
work?
do you work in a bakery or something? A chef?
Oh no, I'm doing work experience in Parking Hotel.
Oh, okay. Fair
cool,
enough, fair enough.
Discount, yeah?
You need to be careful. You need to be careful with that dance. You don't want to be the new Ricky Gervais. Every time you get on stage somewhere doing the dance.
Oh, I would be delighted.
Right, let's move it down to our original questioner over there, if you want to do that. Lovely. Hello. You're wrapped up warm.
Hi.
You all right? What's your question?
Are you guys all going to be in season 3? Because there's rumours that some of you haven't been.
Oh, interesting one.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. It's not. Nothing's been kind of decided.
I mean, it's next May, June. It begins.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just ages away.
We just know that it's been commissioned and that's exciting.
Yeah.
But we don't, you know.
Who knows if they will want to include us all, or you know. So it's basically all in very, very much development stages at this point, it seems.
Anything can happen, basically.
Yeah.
Keeping it vague, keeping it vague.
Out of our hands.
I've got that coat. Sorry. Boutique in it. I love that. I've got the bag and all. Woo!
Nice.
I've got that. I've got the leopard print one. No. I've got and the pink one.
Do you want to carry this on after the Q&A, guys?
Yeah, I've got all of it.
Anyone got a question about the bag? No. What's your question?
This is from Alex on Facebook. Are any of you like the characters that you play at all?
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
No.
I think some people are more like them than others, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just happens to be looking at you there.
I think as well, day by day when you're working, you tend to start behaving more like your character and strike that dynamic just because you're messing around all day. And they were very good to us because they let us piss around and, you know,
play.
Literally on a boat.
in, you know, people, the directors would rarely go, all right, stop fucking around now, we have to do a scene. So we all ended up just expressing ourselves on set.
So with a show of hands, who thinks they're quite like their character?
I think there's probably aspects of myself that are...
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
A little
I
bit.
think we all do have
We all
some.
do, yeah.
Would you say you're more like past Simon or current Simon or more like future Simon?
Probably somewhere in the middle, I think.
Somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
okay. Someone who's on the way to getting ripped. Fine.
Yeah, a few too many beers.
That's right. Marvellous. Right, who else has got a question? There's one here, one down here. Hello. Like your hat. Sorry.
Good hat, yeah.
Is that from River Island? I've got that.
You have everyone to
This is like a superpower in itself.
I've got the hoodie.
spends all day flipping
just-
through catalogues.
Sorry.
Yeah, imagine what a shit power that is, just able to identify where something was purchased. Right, go for it.
I know you was in the Arctic Monkeys video. Are you going to be like in any other videos? Like
Music. Well, there's a couple of things next year that are in the pipeline for me, but I'm not too sure. Maybe music videos, but not music videos, if you know what I mean. Maybe a couple of short films in that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, and I love you all. Yeah.
Hey.
And I love you all.
Oh,
We love you too.
Obviously, Mitty, your superpowers. If you could have a superpower for real, would you choose one to have the character?
I'll be invisible.
Invisible?
Yeah.
Why? What would you get up to with
I
that
don't know.
power?
I just think it's quite good. I just spy on everybody. I think.
Really? Who would be? What would be the first place that you go with that power of invisibility?
Where would I go?
Yeah, River Island to get the hat.
Do you know what? They don't do the petite stuff no more. They're quite shit now. Probably. Do you have a bank down here? Like a bank, the shop bank. Probably
I was going to say,
Not like rob a bank.
In London.
the bank is the shop.
is there a bank in London? Okay, so you go shopping with invisibility.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. The rest of you?
Teleportation.
Yeah. Running. We both want teleportation.
You could both go to Vegas for real.
No, I'm shape-shifting.
No, I'm shape-shifting or teleporting.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Yeah, you've
Either one.
You've spoilt your ballot now. So
Yeah.
you're shape-shifting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Really?
Anyone.
Who would you like to be?
No, just anyone, everyone. Oh, Iwan, he's got a really great body.
Of course,
so I'll be
yeah.
Iwan.
Yeah.
I'd like to have
I
like a
don't blame
sumo
you.
wrestler power, you know, where basically they can withdraw their testicles up into their body at will, so that if they get a swift kick in the bollocks, they're all right. They have them
they?
withdrawn. Yeah.
Is that scientific fact? Can they
Sumo
actually-
wrestlers
they
can
do
do
that,
that,
yeah.
man.
Really?
Bruce Lee could do it as well,
Maybe I could
apparently.
just train to get
Well, hang
that.
on. Without
That or flight, you know, one of the other.
so with no prodding, it's just all
Just go.
concentration. In they go.
No matter what temperature it is,
I
up
didn't
they go.
I didn't even realise there were muscles down there that could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, something to Google later on. Right then, next question.
And I
There's
love
a
you.
little girl there.
Oh, hello. Where are you
Aw.
looking? Oh, over there. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done on set, except for like peeing a bottle?
I'm done. Yeah, I've already said mine.
Embarrassing set stories.
I fell out my trailer.
You've done what? You've fallen out of your trailer? How high are these things?
There's about 4 stars and I fell. I think it was you. I think you came out. What was that? And I was on the floor.
Fell out of your trailer.
I'm sure you came out and goes, what was that? And it was me on the floor.
It's because they move when like people come in and out, and so it just went up.
Yeah, I just fell.
So were you entering it, exiting it, just lurking, posing by the door?
Well, I had to go straight to makeup, so I ran and fell. And he said, I went, oh shit, and fell. And he came out and just went, back and didn't even help me.
What a good friend, what a good friend. Anyone else with a good, embarrassing on-set story?
I was once slightly hungover, and we were doing a scene. I think it's the one where you actually rob a bank.
Yeah.
And we were doing a wide shot, the scene where we were all involved, and I fell asleep in the middle of the wide shot.
Oh, it was so
Wow.
funny.
Yeah, and
Terrible.
it was right before I say a bunch of young offenders, and not one of us, to commit crime. And I had fallen asleep right before my line, and all I heard was Owens, who was the director of that episode, his voice go, "Wakey, wakey," and I went, "Yeah, I'm going to commit crime." So yeah, that was quite
That is quite embarrassing
for me.
Right, we've got time for one more question.
I'm not going to lie, I want a picture with you guys.
Straight up. Go on, let's do it, man. Come on.
We can't do it with everyone. We can't do it with everyone. Man, there are so many of us here.
Yeah.
Take a picture in your mind and cherish that.
Sorry,
right,
I made
one
him the
more
bad guy.
question.
Sorry.
There's one right down the front here. Make it a good one. Last one of the night. Here we go. Yeah?
What was the most embarrassing thing to film?
So many
I had
to
the
choose
roof.
from.
I had
Yeah?
the clenching on the roof.
Russing in an armchair. Yeah.
Pretty embarrassing.
It was probably the granny scene for me.
Yeah.
Probably the bottle scene for me.
The bottle scene.
The bottle.
The bottle, that was pretty embarrassing.
Well, now that we've all done our little thing, can you do...
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, you're back. Sorry, no.
Yeah, I think what made it worse for me as well was that Claire, the lovely woman who played the granny, she was very well spoken and very intelligent, so she spent the day teaching us little facts about things and about life, and she was very well-rounded, knowledgeable individual. So then it made it all the more awkward and weird when she got up on top of me and was going, "Yes, fuck me!" Going, this is beneath her. Yeah, so that was far more awkward. Yeah.
Did she fall off?
She fell off at one point as well and banged her head on the nightstand.
Didn't you push her off?
Yeah. Well, part of the bit where I went, and it pushed her off, and she like had a superficial cut on her head.
Oh, bless her.
And she kind of went outside, and the first AD came in and just went, "Right, we're not shooting anymore. That's it. We're done." She's cut ahead. And I just buried my head in a pillow for about 5 minutes and shook with laughter. But bless her, she was very good. But yeah, that was quite embarrassing.
And on that note, which was a lovely way to end, please give it up for the cast of Misfits. And of course, the show is on tomorrow night on E4. There's one more the following week as well, 10 o'clock, and you can, of course, download it on iTunes. Why not? One more time, Misfits, everyone! Here's a plate of steaks.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Eat lots of tuna.
Really, 1 month before?
Yeah.
Were you pretty rippo beforehand, though?
Reasonably, but not.
Not as buff as you are now.
I had to do a lot of work. Yeah.
Okay,
to get up every morning and do lots of press ups and.
Okay, that's not bad. It's not a bad way to work, right?
Yeah, it's
that's
cool,
okay.
Yeah.
Were you shocked when you discovered that it was you?
Yeah, and I'm really pleased and excited. It was just it's just been a really wonderful development in the character, and it's been really fun to play. And
obviously, it's totally at odds with the character that you're used to playing. Was it nice to not be timid all the time?
Yeah, it was very. Yeah, it's quite it's quite difficult and tense being Simon. So it was nice to kind of, yeah, and just play a different, but then to keep the same elements of the character, but just coming from a much more sort of confident place. And it's just been brilliant to play.
Now, apart obviously from your body being on show, there's quite a lot of nudity in this series. I think last week we saw a bit of your ass.
You saw the whole thing.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Buns of steel going on there.
It's put me off buying an HD TV, I will tell you that. How do you find that experience? Does someone have to come to you and very, very sort of gently say, look, we've got the script. It's, as you notice, it's very tasteful. They've drawn I've got a picture of his bum here. It's very tasteful. The camera will just zoom in there and it'll be fine. Or do you actively go in thinking, well, I've been working on them, let's get them out?
I don't know.
Been doing the lunches.
It was weird. It was weird because you were there, weren't you? You were having a perv.
I was having a perv.
Me and Antonia were both
I was having a perv. I was loving it.
She was just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like watching them, not even
well, I
part
find
of the take, just watching them on the sidelines.
For me, I think it always kind of helps to just watch it anyway, just to get it done with. If you've got a sex scene to do, so I just wanted to see how far you can go with that. I mean, just taking the piss, really.
Yeah, thank you.
I was actually part of the scene, but
you walked in on it.
Yeah,
but that was fine. You were meant to be there.
Yeah.
Everyone else just having a little.
Just having a look.
And it was cold, and it was on the roof at night. So.
Did you clench? Did you clench? Of course you did. And Lauren, obviously, you also had a bit of naughty rumpy pumpy last week with a gorilla. When the writers come to you with these ideas, do you just sort of accept it now as given fact? Oh yeah, I'm going to be shagging a gorilla. That's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, how much more? He's brilliant, isn't he? Really, but he's a bit of a sick head, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think you just got to take the pinch of salt, get on with it. And it looks really serious on the script, doesn't it? What you have to do, like, oh shit, oh god, what am I going to do and all that. But doing it and watching it back, it's always entertaining and never too serious ever. Really.
I was say, it doesn't seem that serious, really.
But it's nice.
It's nice. It's festive.
Have you been swapping a bit of gossip since you last saw each other? Anything exciting happened in anyone's lives? Because this is the forum to talk about it.
Well, since mid to late September when we wrapped, we kind of all went our separate ways and got back to our own personal lives, you know, that we had left on hold for the last 5 months. And then, and then slowly but surely started to kind of get back together and go for pints and stuff like that, you know, and just reminisce, you know, about all the good times.
Is a Misfits night out a messy one? Is it a difficult one with lots of people out and about spotting you?
It's all right, isn't it?
It's always very
Yeah.
It's always messy.
It depends on who's leading the charge.
Okay, who is the...
Iwan Rheon.
Yeah,
if
really?
he gets...
Are you the messy one?
Yeah.
I would not have expected that.
Once I get going, yeah.
Are you a terrible, terrible drunk? Is that what you're trying to
I am, yeah. I'm a terrible alcoholic.
Okay. Have you got any good stories that resulted from any of these nights out? Anything that can be broadcast on the internet? Saying what you want.
No, I think we'll keep them to...
Keep that to them.
Really?
To memory.
How disappointing of you. Never mind. So we're on to Series 2 of Misfits. We all knew it would come, right? Series 1, everyone enjoyed. Series 2, there were a couple of mysteries left over from the first series. Obviously, the most sort of jarring one was that Nathan, you were... Not Nathan. That's so confusing. You've all got different names. I'm probably going to call you by your character names, if that's all right. Nathan,
I'm used to it now.
Character Nathan. They spent months choreographing that. He did it for me backstage just a minute ago. Hopefully he can replicate it out here in just a while as well. But first, let's get them out here. First up, it's Nathan Stewart-Jarrett, otherwise known to you and me as Curtis.
Like that.
Go. We've got Lauren Socha, otherwise known as Kelly.
Calm down.
Iwan Rheon, Simon. Antonia Thomas, Alisha. And, of course, Robert Sheehan as Nathan. Hello.
Yeah. It's a lot of cameras.
Soak it up. How are you all?
Good.
Good. Very, very impressed with the dancing there, Robert.
Oh yeah, cheers. Thanks.
We like that. We like that. Is that we were saying before that we look a bit like a kind of a rubbish S Club 7 with these microphones on. The people who got rejected from the auditions. Was that dance choreographed? Is that something that you had to freestyle on the day?
That was very much based on the inspiration of S Club 7.
Oh really? Okay.
And all their wonderful moves in the past. No, that was just make it up on the day. Just go wild. Lots of limbs flailing about.
I was very, very impressed
with
that.
The better.
I felt like you had some training in there.
Yeah.
Welcome along. Is it weird you guys being together now? Because obviously you filmed this series a while back. Do you get together regularly, or is this a kind of nice treat for you all?
It's nice, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's good. It's very nice.
We get together occasionally.
For Robert, you were in a coffin. Now, when you read that in the script, did you think they're sick of me? They're trying to just write me out in the best possible way now?
No, but it was very closely followed by him waking up and going, "Oh, I'm alive!"
Oh, this is true. This is true. How did you know how you were going to get rescued? Were you theorising yourself, or?
No, I knew because I basically went to our lovely writer Howard Overman. Just basically went, right, but I get out of the fucking coffin like 5 minutes into the next series, right? And he went, yeah, of course you do.
We were kind of hoping they'd leave him in there.
So I just thought I'll leave it to a surprise. When it happens, it happens. Brilliant.
I thought series 2 might just be a series of monologues from inside the coffin. Just the rest of the cast ditched and just you chatting
like a
away.
Samuel Beckett play.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Just you very depressed in there. But you did get out, thank God. And series 2, you're very much as much a part of it as you were in series 1. Other changes that have happened. Simon.
Some beefcake.
Noticed a couple of bits that were different in this series. Now, obviously, we were all wondering who the guy on the BMX was. The last person I expected it to be was the character of Simon. Were you always that buff, or is this something that they've had to they said to you at the end of it, look, here's a protein shake, you've got 6 months, go!
Yeah, well, it was just before, I think about a month before we started filming.
No.
They were like, right, you need to get down the gym, Iwan, if you wouldn't mind.